I am here in conjunction with the National Center for Civil and Human Rights to welcome you to our videos on legends who were engaged in the Selma to Montgomery movement.
Sometimes it's difficult for those of us who grew up after the heyday of the U.S. Civil Rights Movement to really imagine what life was like in the South in the early 1960s.
I see those white kids sitting there and wish I could sit there too. One day my grandmother noticed me peeping in the window, and she leaned over my shoulder and she pointed to the counter. She said, when we get our freedom, you can sit there too. I became a freedom fighter that day.
The essence of like what young people can do that really pushed, as it has happened in Ferguson and other places. The youth always come out first, and then they later on attract more mature leadership.
The people who got killed were basically, white people. And this attitude was that black people would not stand up for their own rights if it weren't for white people encouraging them.
And as we got closer to the bridge, I remember being midway of the Edmund Pettus Bridge. And as I looked down, I saw hundreds of policemen with tear gas masks, state troopers on horses, dogs. I became very frightened, devastated, knowing that something would happen.
And of course, we wanted to make sure that all people understood that we were determined not to allow discriminatory practices to keep us from really going forward.
Well, we are witnessing a civil rights milestone, and we've already witnessed a civil rights milestone in the person of the President of the State Bar of Georgia. Let's acknowledge our President.
Well, as this evening we have the honor of doing something for the very first time that the state of Georgia has done, and that is to recognize all of the attorneys who have been involved in the civil rights movement or movements and efforts to integrate all people into society and to assure that all of those people, citizens of Georgia, have equal rights.
Don't think that the battle is over. It's not over. Greatness starts where purpose begins. And what you need to do is start dialoguing and coming to a resolution. And it's not going to come overnight, but it can come.
I want to thank this panel. Thank you in the audience for participating. Let's give them all a just wonderful round of applause.